tea then. Tennessee was great. You know, I had a great time in Tennessee. I had a good time hanging out with girls. It's so funny because so there's like this whole thing, guys, of girls on OnlyFans that don't do sex, but they fake it, right? So like there's like this group of girls, and I don't even give a fuck talking about it, but there's like a group of girls that like they do like softcore on OnlyFans, right? And they just like fake it. So like I go out to Tennessee to shoot with a bunch of like OnlyFans Instagram girls, and I have come to the conclusion that unless you are a porn star, I don't want to shoot with you. I don't want to shoot with anybody that's like an Instagram hoe anymore. And I'm not knocking the Instagram hoes, or I'm not knocking what you do, but the fact that you would invite Adriana Chechik to a fucking content party and then 90% of you don't do hardcore is insane. And then the 3 girls that did hardcore, one of them hadn't gotten tested and said, well, I haven't fucked in months, which obviously doesn't fucking fly with me. How do I know you haven't fucked for months? You're going down there and trying to fuck these girls. Second of all, like, you guys are gonna get way more out of this than I am, because my fans know that I fuck. So you're telling me I could film with you and still use it, when my fans would be like, where's the fucking penetration? And your fans would be like, oh my god, this is awesome. So like we're like the one girl, I was like, okay, let me just see, like I've never done a softcore scene like this, so like let me just see. And she was like, yeah, you just like lick my thigh, like the inside of my thigh, and you just like fake it with the inside of my thigh. And I was like, so you want me to like lick the inside of your thigh? She was like, yeah, that's like what I do. And I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like, if these girls that were in Tennessee got into porn, or they were put into the porn bubble, man, I would fucking love it. Because listen, I don't talk shit about people. I don't like to put other women down, but there are so many dumb fucking girls that got on OnlyFans and they don't care about sexual health. They don't care about your fucking bodily function and health, right? They're like all hanging out and they're like, let's go jump into a fish tank and go viral. And I'm like, what the fuck? You think that like your most important thing out of this whole situation that you have going on for you is to try and go viral? Like, are you kidding me? Like, your goal in life is to go viral. You're a fucking idiot, because the goal to do any type of sex work, even if you're starting with softcore, is to build a brand, and establish a brand, so you have an outlet and a revenue source, so you can create passive income, so you can create long-term general income. And then you mean to tell me you want to do shit to go viral? You want me to lick the side of your thigh? Like, what? I was so pissed, bro. I was so pissed. I was just like open and honest with people. Like, I was like, I'm sorry, like, you guys will make me look stupid. I'll make no fucking money if I perform with you guys. And then on top of that, like, even if I was gonna lick the side of your thigh, you'd still have to have a test, because I'm close to your vagina. Like, you don't get tested? Like, what the fuck? Bro, it was insane. It was insane. And then they're like going out to bars and they're like, oh, getting these videos is like what's gonna make everything sell. It's like going out to a bar and being slutty, and then like selling these guys these slutty videos and being like, yo, I'm being slutty in public. What's up, daddy? I'm like, what the fuck? This is like insane to me. You guys are like so insane. I'm like, I'm sticking to my porn girls. They don't get wasted. They know how to wake up for shoots. They're fucking professional. You know, I don't have to limit myself. And like, I also was like really upset because like, I'm at a point in my life where I want to do stuff that matters, right? So like, I could cry if I tell you guys this. Like, so when I got into porn for 2 reasons. I got into porn because Meg, I still had a good time. I worked with the 2 tested girls there. I got some content. I got some photos. I went out for a day in Tennessee. So it's not, don't be sorry, because I made the best of it. And here's the thing. in the past, when I would be stuck in a situation like that was fucking annoying, I would stay there the entire time and just be like, ugh, and then lose out on money. But this time around, I did the work that I could do, and I said, you know what? I've done everything I can do here. I'm not going to be mad at any of these people until I leave, obviously, and I'm going to go home and I'm going to get back to work at home, right? So that's what I did. So I still had a great time, you know, going there and experiencing it for what it was. But what was I saying before that? Fuck, I was saying something before that. Was going to say stuff. Testing is like the next day. 2 reasons for what though? What were the 2 reasons? Oh, okay. I got it. You're right. So here's the thing. So I'm also at the point in my life where I'm 30. You know, and even when I was younger, I've kind of always been this type of person, where I believe in doing stuff that has a benefit, right? So I like to do things in my life, careers, or any action that I actually do. I like there to be a benefit, not for me, but for society or individual people, right? So here's the thing. These girls are so fucking blinded by the fact that they're making like $20,000, $80,000 a month, right? They all have like these really fucking nice cars and apartments, no fucking houses, nothing invested, driving around in these really nice cars. And I'm like, oh God, you're so fucking crazy because you don't have a brand to keep yourself established. And, but okay, that's fine. And, you know, then they're just like talking about going viral. And then on the 4th of July, I didn't want to post anything on the 4th of July. Like, and I'm like telling the girls like, hey, like, it's really important that we do these type of things. You know, to stand with our fellow women and the men that are also supporting the issues going on in America and the Roe versus Wade and now the police brutality again. It's very important that we don't celebrate the 4th of July publicly. Like you can drink and you can hang out with your friends, but you need to, if you're any type of sex worker or a female, in my opinion, stand with our sisters in solidarity and not post these like 4th of July things, blah, 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 blah. Right. And then like they're all doing it and they're all posting it. So I'm like, this is another reason why I need to leave. Because I got into porn for 2 things. I got into porn because it was saving me from late nights, alcohol and drug abuse, and I really liked the idea of being in a normal working environment because most of the porn is that. And the second reason why I got into porn is sexual experience and sexual freedom, and that doesn't actually pertain to just me. I got into it so I could have sexual experiences and sexual freedom, but I also got into it because I wanted to give other people, other women, other men, other just anybody the understanding and the reality that sexual freedom is a beautiful thing, and that you, no matter what you look like, can be as dirty as you want, because that's how I was a dirty girl that looked so good, and that you don't have to feel ashamed of your fantasies and you could like experience them, right? So I just don't like these like people that get into the industry and they're just doing it so selfishly for the money, and they're just constantly thinking about the money, and they're being like, oh my God, we're so blessed because of the money. Because honestly, in the height of the pandemic, I gave away a lot of free content. I cried a lot. I've sacrificed a lot of things to do things for free. And it's not always about the money for me. I actually, in times, have sacrificed a higher income to do things that would better help people around me, because the best things that's ever happened to me about being in porn is when I'm at a convention and I meet females or males that said, oh, watching your porn made me feel comfortable to talk to my boyfriend about this. Watching your porn made me want to experience that type of thing, and gave me the power to do it. And then more so, I was one of the first mainstream performers of my generation that did TS videos, and I had countless numbers of TS's and bi or pansexuals coming up to me in tears at these conventions, crying, saying like, you have made it to where I feel comfortable dating a man. You've made it to where I feel comfortable dating a woman. You have made me feel comfortable with my body. And those are the things that I have really found that fuels my passion. I don't have a passion for sex. I have a passion for the power that sex gives me. And I have a passion for the help that my actions and my sexual experiences can give to the world. And that's what I have so much now for Twitch. Twitch, I have a passion for because I can communicate with other people. Not only do I absolutely love gaming, but I get to help a lot of people who would not think that me as a sex worker would be smart or have humanity or have emotions or have any of these things. I get to help them see into my life, which would also aid them in questioning other sex workers. Oh, well, what are they really like? Or, oh, I just thought they were this way, but maybe they're that way. And then I also get to have eloquent, smart conversations where I'm pushing views out or helping people understand. And that's where my passion comes from. My passion comes from, you know, spreading knowledge, spreading love, spreading everything about myself with others, you know? And I just get so annoyed when I see these girls that have no idea when you come in and you're just all about your money and you're not building a brand and you're missing out on these amazing things that the fans have to offer you. Your fans have so much to offer and teach you, and you're missing out on that. And you have so many people that are blessed to just see your experiences. And these girls make me so mad for being so blindsided by that. I think you have too much of a kind soul and try to keep these girls, but sometimes they just got to figure it out for themselves. Yeah, 100%. I also, like, you know, maybe sometimes I'm just a little too I care too much. You know, I lose out on a lot of opportunities because I care. Like, there are so many YouTube opportunities and so much promotion that I missed out on because I refuse to do a YouTube with somebody that's going to ask me the same questions every other YouTuber asks me. Because first of all, journalism is amazing. The art of interviewing is amazing, and it's a dead art. So how dare you ask me to come on your podcast where you interview every other porn girl and you ask the same fucking questions? You know, how dare you not take the time to learn the art of an interview, to actually ask me something different. And I lose out on a lot of publicity because I don't want to do these things. I don't value people that like a lot of the YouTubers. I'm sorry, unfortunately, I don't value a lot of the YouTubers because it's the same bullshit material and it's the same bullshit fucking, you know, questions for everybody, and it's not entertaining, but people think it is because the reactions. I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
When summer ends, it always leaves a mark, so we can find our way back to the water. But we take our time and lay out on the dock like two cold-blooded souls in need of warmth. We'll take everything that you want, you can have it, and I'll brush the sand from my clothes. No need to be ladylike, even forbidden fruit you can buy, and every excuse you could possibly use for the way that
I'm gonna put in the CO2 today, the plant CO2. I'm so excited. So I got a CO2 system, so I don't have to keep dropping it in fresh. Those bland interviews are so boring. I agree. They're so boring. And then you know what else I think is crazy is like some of these interviews that people think are good actually aren't. You can tell which people actually aren't good interviews, and which people whose producers are doing all the work, like not just getting the person to interview, but when they're writing the questions. because sometimes people don't know how to direct a conversation. Like if somebody gives you a good response to a question, you'll see the people that are shitty at it don't know how to dig deeper into the emotion behind that person's answering, and they just like move on to the next question. Thank you so much, Jeremy, for the Prime. Mark Arias, thank you for 4 months.
Yeah, your time is running out. You better run it hard. You and that, and I just spit insecticide. We ain't built the same. I'm a one of one. I'm a winner with a vision shining like the sun.
What's the most
and you can never block it. You a Vanna Rocket. I push the pedal to the floor and you can never stop me. Never settle, wanting more and I'ma take it. Watch me. Never settle, wanting more and I'ma take it. Watch me.
I can feel
That's
your
hard. I
love
can't answer that one right now.
Lost and found, I'm paralyzed. People told me I'm a monster because of too many dreams in my head. I'll be always by your side, even when the stars align.
I don't have a husband. Maybe you should be a journalist. I would love to, but I actually am going to start my own podcast. But that's what I'm saying. Like if you want to be a podcaster and you want to have somebody on your podcast to be interviewed, if you didn't do any research about them at least 3 days in advance, then you are a terrible podcaster and a terrible interview. If you just sit down and you're like, oh, then I'm sorry. In my opinion, you're a terrible interview. And if you watch a lot of my interviews that I do, I actually end up taking control of the interview, right? People will ask me the same question so much so that I will take control of the interview and I will actually change the whole dialogue. Good interviews are the ones that have thought-provoking questions, actually deep ones, bar none, period. I agree with you on that. And I believe you can interview sex workers and get those like, oh, shocking stories. Like, what did you do with your Uber drivers? Shocking stories, you know, but like, I also think like you can do that while still giving thought-provoking questions. Yeah, people always ask me the same questions, like, how did you get into porn? How did you get your nickname? Oh, we heard this, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, did you not look up anything beforehand? Like, anything? Like, I have so much more cool stories than that. Joe Rogan, I don't think will have any porn stars on his podcast. My friend knows him, and we already tried once, and we thought we were going to do it. And then he looked up into me and was like, nah, he's too of like a family. And I'm also, I'm sorry. I know a lot of people love him. I'm not a big fan of Joe Rogan. I don't have like shit to say about him. You know, I'm just not a big fan of him. But my interview will be a call-in podcast. And I just need to find somebody to host it with me because I think I want to do something that's a little different than the norm, and you know, I want to be fan interaction. I want to have topics.